season is once again upon us, so it's time to once again give thanks by taking care of a number of my most requested reviews. So let's get started with almost the same thing I started with last time. So around this time last year, I dared to review the animated series based on the 1980s cult sci-fi movie Robocop, in which I'm guessing the idea for the cartoon went something like this. Let's make a kids cartoon about Robocop! Did you even watch the movie? Yeah, why? The sad irony is that while Paul Verhoeven was trying to lampoon modern society in all its forms, including the media with the first movie, it became victim to the very thing he was trying to criticize by being blown up into an entire franchise. In addition to the first cartoon and the 2 movie sequels, we are still pretending the reboot doesn't exist, right? There were at least 2 live-action series created from what I've been told, and then another animated series that ran in syndication in 1998. This second cartoon's production staff actually included a number of writers who had worked on the previous Robocop cartoon. But as to how in touch this one was from the original, let's just get into Robocop Alpha Commando and see. We open up with the absolute simplest theme song in the history of animation. Just say Robocop 3 times, and then pretty much repeat that twice. Robocop! Yeah. Robocop! 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 Like my dad always said, first time is funny, second time is stupid, third time I shove my foot up your ass. Or maybe that was someone else's father. The pilot begins in the distant future of 2020, even though the title sequence said 2030. Consistency! Where in the future they still haven't come up with a way to stop traffic congestion. Back to the Future lied to us! Though they weren't that far off about the Cubs. But at least one person in this time has a car with hover conversion, along with a TV inside and bulletproof siding.
No assassinations on my watch! Blasted robots!
Wow, who knew that Goldie Gold's daughter would grow up to be so emo? This is Nancy Minor, special agent for the secret organization Division Alpha, who's been assigned to protect the premier of Nebmenistan during the world's first peace exposition, where all the delegates are staying in Tomorrowland here that was built in New Detroit. Yeah, they built that for the World Conference while the rest of New Detroit lives in poverty, and we chided Rio for the Olympics.
The government set up Division Alpha to perform unobserved intelligence missions. Creating chaos for profit is what our friends at Dark do best.
Alderman Enrico Sabella. Chief Lawrence Brayman. Deputy Mayor Lincoln Landau Goodrich.
Dark, the Directorate for Anarchy, Revenge, and Chaos, always uses bribery and fear to create secret allies within the local government.
So Minor is basically Agent 99 mixed with Eddie Valiant, since she hates robots ever since her partner was killed by one. So of course her bosses partner her up with Robocop, who has been in suspended animation for 5 years, and only now do they decide to revive him after keeping him stored below the slums of New Detroit under the watch of this techno-geek.
Cornelius Newmeyer, at your service.
Oh, and the animators couldn't even get the look of New Detroit right, because where are all the buildings that make the city look like Dallas?
My name is Murphy, and I'm not a robot.
Deputy Mayor Goodrich giving orders to move in. And see to it that Robocop does not leave this building.
Hands up! Both of you! This piece of junk stays here! Thanks. I needed that.
Gee, who knew that Robocop just had to be treated like an old cathode ray TV set?
I've been working on rearming you.
Activating glue gun. At least I haven't become unglued. Hello, dispatch. Officers need assistance. What's the problem? They're a little stuck up.
So in this show, Robocop has basically been turned into Inspector Gadget if he was written by Stefan Pastis. Goody.
The arm's got a stun blaster built into it. Try it. Minimum force, of course.
I'm sorry what I said about robots. I had a partner one time. He was killed by a robot.
I'm sorry. It's hard to lose your partner.
And that's all we will ever speak of Ann Lewis. But we do get Joe Reed back, who's still with the new Detroit police force, only nowadays all police officers dress in football pads. As they oversee security for the conference, that includes these information robots, which are pretty much a cross between Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide and Roby from Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue.
Can I help you, sir? I can give information in 100 different languages.
Only 100? What third grader programmed you?
You know what's worse than a bad show that reminds me of a good show? A bad show that reminds me of worse shows.
Can you interface directly with one of the robot kinds?
How could you ever doubt? I wish to interface with you. Data Pro.
No means no! So the first of this 3-part pilot ends with Robocop saving the premiere, and the second part starts with Reed and everyone in the force being all glad to see Murphy back, but then the deputy mayor steps in and takes control of Robocop because he's able to do that.
I didn't program that into him.
Pathetic Toad. You think you're the only one with access?
No. Let's go back and recap this. The government had possession of a comatose Robocop and gave him to their super counter-terrorism organization, who proceeded to do nothing with him but keep him in cryo-freeze for 5 years, while people in the government that Division Alpha knows to be on the take from terrorists know about Robocop and where he's being kept. And those people in the government chose not to claim the rights to Robocop either until Division Alpha chose themselves to activate him. The stupid here is so deep and thick you could grout bathroom tile with it. Much of the second part involves Miner and Newmeyer trying to get Robocop back, only to have the vehicle he's in take a plunge into the lake, which Dark somehow knew what happened because they had a submarine waiting there to Shanghai him into Canada. They've already started slinging crap at a wall for plot points, and we're not even finished with the pilot yet. And apparently Dark's top agent is Boris and Natasha's daughter, who got experimented on like Bane.
Sir, we're positive Robocop is being held somewhere in Canada.
The city has already asked the Canadian authorities to investigate.
That could take days!
Deputy Mayor Goodrich, will you drop the charges against Agent Miner if she's taken off the case?
With
pleasure.
Bull crap to the nth degree! So not only does local authority somehow supersede federal authority in this world, but again, Division Alpha knows Goodrich is working with Dark and can't do a damn thing about it? How in the hell is New Detroit's government more immune to federal law than Hazard County?
When he said there was nothing I could do officially, he meant I should do something unofficially. At least that's what I hope he meant.
Wait a minute! They have their own robots that are almost exactly like Robocop! Then why in the hell would they need Murphy? Why did they not just use these robots to go after the premiere before Division Alpha even activated Robocop? The list of plot holes in this show is getting longer than the list of Jericho! So Robocop and company are able to destroy the robots and escape, but Super Ruski assures to her boss that the command to assassinate the Premier was programmed into Robocop, and oh, are you freaking kidding me? Dark is run by Dr. Claw! If you wanted to reboot Inspector Gadget, why didn't you just reboot Inspector Gadget? Hell, Inspector Gadget in a dystopian future fighting international terrorists could have been damn cool! Instead, you turned Robocop, which again was created to be a satire on modern civilization, into some techno-punk action cartoon that makes almost every action cartoon from the 80s look deep by comparison! The pilot's third part is almost a filler episode, with Murphy and Minor almost becoming like Dave and Maddie. If you link me to any fanfic, I will hurt you in ways you cannot possibly imagine. Until Goodrich again shows up to claim Robocop and put him under the command of Reed, while Natasha Jr. is revealed to be replaced by... yep, a ripoff of the ED-209. The worst part is that means the creator of the show did watch the movie and just didn't give a crap. I don't think I need to explain in much detail that naturally Robocop is able to stop the robots that are gonna blow up the conference and use his humanity to resist the assassination command programmed into him, and the pilot ends with Robocop and Minor being reassigned full-time into New Detroit, you know, the city whose deputy mayor is a corrupt terrorist that wants to control Robocop, but that's just fine because Murphy is just glad to be working with Reed and the New Detroit police force again. And oh yeah, we also get introduced to Minor's son, because if there's one thing we needed in a Robocop show, it was kids. And believe it or not, the pilot may have been the best thing about this cartoon, because it's after that where the stupid really begins. Like how the first episode after the pilot starts with Robocop having to stop a kid holding a video arcade hostage. And they sent Murphy to stop that while someone was breaking into a federal data bank to steal DNA samples. And oh, no surprise, the thief was a cosmetic surgeon who specializes in cloning. Cops and robbers in New Detroit is like a battle of wits between two unarmed opponents. Okay, I guess it would make sense that Murphy would want to help kids and families above all else, because he pines for the family he used to have. So I can understand in one of the next episodes that he would make it important to find two of Minor's son's friends when they disappear at an amusement park.
What's the second reason?
Rides. I want to try the shooting gallery before we leave.
I think your targeting computer qualifies as cheating.
I won't keep the prizes.
I'll fry the punk!
I don't know, Larry. I think that's Robocop back there.
Come on, you bucket-headed freak! I'm gonna put you out of your misery! Hey, mistaken nature! What are you gonna do about it?
Activating missile launcher.
Drive!
So these are the type of stories that Nash Bozard's gonna cover in 2030. This show did get 40 episodes, which is still about 25 shy of a full season for a weekday syndicated cartoon, but I don't think I need to go through all of them. You know why? Because everyone I've talked to who originally watched this say they couldn't even make it through the first 2 weeks! And these are people who admit they don't even really hate Robocop 3! And really, when later episodes had titles such as Really Really Big Shoe, Oh Tannenbaum, Whoa Tannenbaum, and Das Reboot, I don't think they missed out on much. When you've made Frank Miller's writing more tolerable by comparison, you've taken failure to a whole new level, and Robocop Alpha Commando is Alpha Failure! When I first started to watch this show, I thought it would be easy to understand why hardcore Robocop fans wouldn't like it, but I might actually find it entertaining. I mean, if you're going with the stupid idea to make a kid's cartoon out of a movie no kids should have been watching, you should just go all out and make it as stupid as possible. But there's a difference between goofy, entertaining stupid and mind-numbingly incompetent stupid. And this show's stories and characters too often delve into the latter. It would be hard enough to sit through even if this wasn't Robocop, with how many times the idiot ball is used to get a plot going. But the fact that they did think this would be a good idea for a Robocop cartoon makes me think the creators were snorting more cocaine than Bob Morton. And there are still 2 other TV entries in this whole Robocop franchise. Will we get to them eventually on TV Trash? Well, I'm a glutton for punishment, so probably. But for now, we'll have more requested reviews coming up on TV Trash this holiday season.